Hey everybody, I'm Rob, and this is stormcrowoverland. We're talking about going on adventures, road tripping, camping, and just generally going out and enjoying life. And on this week's episode, we're going to talk about my new radio for my rig. It's a GMRS radio. It's the Midland MXT275. I hope I got that right. But how we got here is 6 months or so ago. I had a really nice Forerunner with a really nice ham radio in it that I had possibly illegally modified to work on GMRS channels. Please don't tell the FCC. I don't have it anymore, so it doesn't matter. I don't have it. Long time, old news. This is all theoretical. None of this. Maybe it was a dream. I don't know. But since I got the new rig, I don't have a good way to communicate with other people when I'm out running trails and stuff. I have plenty of GMRS handhelds, a couple of ham handhelds. I have a ham license, have a GMRS license. I've got all that kind of stuff. So no legal issues there. But and if you're going to do ham radio, get a ham radio license. Even if it's not hard. Yes, there's a test. It's easy. You can study online for free. If you're going to do GMRS stuff, get a GMRS license. It's super easy. I think it's $35 for 10 years. Covers your whole family. There's no test. You just fill the form out and put your credit card in. There's no reason not to. Go get your little handheld, get your handle. That's what it is. For ham, I'm KF5JPP, and for GMRS, I am WRPB991. I'm glad I can remember both those. I don't use them a whole lot, but that was the thing. Got the new truck. Didn't want to use a handheld because they don't work good inside the car. Car's made of metal. Works kind of like a Faraday cage. Your signal doesn't get out real well. You need an external antenna to have pretty good range. That, and it's just, I didn't want to deal with a handheld and making sure it was charged, and where did I put it, or did I take it in the house? I wanted something dedicated to the truck that was wired in, that didn't have to worry about it being charged or not charged, that I could just turn on and use. But I really like how my truck looks. It's a very slick interior. I didn't want to just mount a big GMRS radio to the dash. I wanted something kind of slick. So one of the things that helped start on this project was a mounting system from TAC4. Let me show you that real quick. Mounts up here behind the screen. It's real nice and clean. Allows you to put ram ball mounts. And TAC4 has this nice little mount here. It's really nice. You can hook an actual normal radio microphone will clip to it. Or the way it's designed, you probably can't quite see, but back here, you can clip a handheld back behind there. Actually, let me see. Bear with me. Okay, I thought I had a handheld in here, but I guess I took it out. Back to why I want a dedicated one for the vehicle. So, at first, when I was out running around and I hadn't got my radio situation figured out, I had a little Midland handheld that just lived right up in here, and it would clip in there, and it would work, and I could use it if I needed to. Like I said, the range wasn't great because handheld's lower wattage, no external antenna, that kind of stuff. So it wasn't great, but it worked. But I really wanted something mounted. While I was researching and trying to decide what I wanted, Midland accepted me into their pro program, which, cool deal. You get a discount on some of their stuff. I know the Midland people are amazing. I've talked to them at More Expo and stuff like that. They're big supporters of the Overland community. They always have giveaways at all the events and stuff. So I decided, yep, I'm going to go ahead and get an MXT275 from them, because you can kind of do a stealth mount with it. You can hide the whole thing. So went to More Expo back in April, and for my first stop, as soon as the show opened on the first day, I went straight to the Midland booth. I was teaching classes, so I had to be there early anyway to kind of hook up with Aaron Paris, make sure we knew where the classrooms were, what time we were teaching, stuff like that. But I'm not kidding. The minute the show opened, I went straight to the Midland booth, and I'm like, hey, I'm Rob from stormcrowoverland, blah, blah, blah. They didn't care. They never heard of me. I'm like, but I really want an MXT275. Okay, and then Luckily for me, the Midland Pro discount made the radio the same price as what they were running as a show special anyway. So I just bought the show special. That way I don't have to worry about shipping, and I can just go ahead and take it home. And plus, this is just how the Midland people are. They're amazing. They threw all kind of goodies in a bag for me to take. And not because of YouTube or anything. Like I said, they had no idea who I was. And I don't blame them. Small channel. That's not why I'm doing this. Just as a random person that walked up and bought a radio, it was, oh, here's a shirt. Here's a koozie. Here's a sticker. Here's a patch. Here, oh, do you have a dog? Here's a collapsible water bowl. Here's a little doggy bag holder. Here, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Which, that was great. In fact, the doggy bowl and the doggy bag holder live in the truck now for when the dog goes with me. And they're black, say Midland. It's a cool deal. I mean, it's just swag stuff, but it's just nice that they include all that. I was going somewhere and I'm losing my train of thought. I don't know if I should edit this out or not. But I got all that. And then later in the day, I was walking around the show and I saw a sticker, and I think it was on one of Midland's vehicles, one of the vehicles that had their booth, that was like monitoring channel 19 or something like that, or 16 or whatever channel. Okay, I don't remember. It says monitoring, I think it's channel 16, and it said Midland on the bottom, and I was like, okay, Midland, I must have those. And I went back to the booth, and this was hours later, talked to a completely different person. I'm like, hey, do y'all have those stickers that say monitoring channel whatever? I go, and if you do, can I buy one? Completely different person. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know I had just bought a radio from them. Dude just went in the thing, found a sticker. Yeah, man, here you go. And I'm like, well, how much do I owe you? He goes, oh, just take it. Which just, like I said, they support the community. They help a lot. They donate a lot. Stuff like that. I'm talking way too much about how I got the radio. I don't care about all that. You're here to see the radio. So let's just see how this changed real quick. So we went from this, like I said, pretty slick dash. Didn't want to ruin it with a big radio mounted up here. But luckily, the way this works with the MXT275, the body of the radio has no buttons on it. You run a wire to it. You run power to it. You run the antenna cable to it. And then there's a cord that comes out for the microphone. And then the microphone itself, the little handheld, has all the controls. The volume up, channel change, menu, turn it on and off. All that lives on the handheld itself, allowing you to hide the radio body. In my case, and there are other videos, if you go search on YouTube, that I watch to follow, that show you more in depth. I'm not doing like an install video. I'm just talking about what I did. But my radio is actually up above my dash. You can't see it normally. You can't get to it. Everything's wired to it. I mounted it to a little crossbar up under there. And it's great. And like I said, if I don't want you to know there's a radio, if it's not hooked up, you'll never see there's a radio there. Until I plug this in. So that is the actual handheld for the radio. Power buttons on top, channel buttons on top, the rest of it, menu, scan, all the weather stuff, all that you do straight from this. And in my case, what I did is I ran kind of an extension cable over to my footwell. And we're going to see how well you can see this real quick. That's kind of dark, but down at the bottom of my footwell, I added a little plug. It's a normal Cat 5e RJ45 plug. This one's got a cap on it. So when I unplug the radio, you almost don't know it's there. Sitting in the driver's seat, can't see it. It's kind of sneaky, kind of a stealth install, and I like it that way. So like I said, I can just take everything out, and you'll never know it's there. But if I'm going on a trip, or I want to use the radio for some reason, like I said, standard RJ45, plugs right in, and then let me climb back in. I've got a radio. I can turn it on. It is wired straight to the battery. It does not go through a relay or anything, so I can use it when the truck's off. Also means I have to remember to turn it off when I get away from the truck and the truck's not running. But mounts up here on the dash. I can do everything from it. It's great. I kind of cheated and ran the antenna just sort of through the door jamb. And let's see if you can see the antenna is mounted to the hood for now. I'm not crazy about this antenna mounting solution or the antenna, but it's what works for now. You can see the little stubby guy right there. Try to kind of move it around so you can see it. It's what Midland calls their ghost antenna. It works. I wish it was a little bit bigger antenna. I wish I could get it a little bit higher, but right now, that's the best solution for me. I don't have a roof rack or anything. I don't have like a bed rack to mount it up higher. And that's the only things. I have had a couple people ask, like, hey, what's that? What's that for? So I'll have the radio not hooked up. When the radio head's not here, I keep it down in the center console. So that way I can get to it easy if I need to. But that's the only thing, is that antenna is always there. So someone can see it and go, okay, there's something. But like I said, it works for now. I don't know. Part of me wants to do the big bull bar with the big mount, big antenna on the bull bar, Australia style. But I don't know if that's really what I'm going for on this truck. I do think maybe a more realistic, more fitting of what this build idea would be to have put a roof rack on and move the antenna up to the top of the roof rack. That way, at least it's a little bit higher. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really have a need for a roof rack, but man, these they look good on here. Maybe I'll have a need for one day. But yeah, other than that, just a real quick review of the Midland. This thing works great. There's no complaints. I've got it, goes through all the normal GMRS channels. You can program it with privacy codes and all that. I don't mess with all that. I don't care. I do like the weather function. It does monitor all 12 NWS, National Weather Service radio channels. And in fact, you can set it up to alert you if there's like a severe storm warning or anything like that. And I do have that turned on mine, even though I'm usually pretty aware of what's going on with the weather, if you know what my day job is. But it's nice to be out cruising around because I have to be so aware of the weather for my day job. I pay no attention to it when I'm out doing fun stuff. The last thing I want to do is check the weather or care about the weather. So I get surprised sometimes, and if that goes off and warns me, I know, oh, okay, we need to start seeing what's going on. Time to start pulling up the radar and stuff. But it's nice. It'll scan all the channels for you so you can see what's going on. You can change. Right now I have it set to the display set to a blue color. You can actually change that to several different colors. I haven't bothered. It doesn't really matter, especially in this one. There's no other lights like that inside the truck, so there's nothing that it needs to match. But I don't know. I mean, we all know what GMRS radios are. The range is okay, especially with that little ghost antenna just mounted on the hood. It is good for vehicle-to-vehicle communications when you're in a group going down a trail or something. I'm never going to be able to use this to like reach back home or anything like that. And that's fine. That's what satellite communication's for. That's it. I mean, it's good. Other benefit, if you more of a GMRS in general, but kind of benefit, I have this. I have multiple handhelds. I've got a couple of handhelds that are waterproof. So if we go, me and my family or a group go out camping, like somebody wants to go, I'm going to go wander down there to the pit toilet. Cool, take a radio just in case. Or, hey, I'm going to go grab some firewood, or I just want to go see what's down that trail real quick. Cool, take one of the handhelds. In fact, when me and the wife go out kayaking, which we do, I can't wait, we're going tomorrow morning. We've got two waterproof ones. We clip them to our life jackets, and sometimes, especially on some of these bigger lakes, you get a little further apart. We don't have to stay right together. We can go like, oh, I'm going to go explore over here real quick, or I'm going to go over there. And we can real quickly grab the radio and talk to each other like, hey, I'm getting hungry. Let's find somewhere to park and get a snack. Or, hey, it's time to head back, or whatever it is. It's nice to be able to communicate. But yeah, all that GMRS, and then it all ties into what I have in the truck too. So I can, if for some reason I'm sitting at the shore and the wife's paddling around, she can reach me from the kayak. Or if we're setting up camp, I can have the radio. Whatever it is, it's just really nice to be able to communicate. I'm starting to ramble again, which means it's time to start wrapping this video up. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out the website, stormcrowoverland.com. Finally got the actual normal thing, none of the weird long dot something. Check it out for all your overland adventure storage needs. All the bags I make are on there, the little pouches, all that fun stuff, the tarps, stuff like that. Yeah, check it out. We also have, you can reach me there for any kind of custom work you might need. I'm making, custom stuff's always fun. I'm making a roof for someone's OVS shower tent because they use it for a bathroom tent and it doesn't work real good if it's raining because there's no top on it. And then if they're using it as a shower tent, it doesn't go all the way up. And the guy's wife is a little worried about being exposed that way. So we're making a top for that. I mentioned in the other video that I made a bed for a pig. Watch that video or check out the blog on my website, stormcrowoverland.com. And read the blog entry about a bed fit for a pig. I've also got a custom, I don't want to, I hate saying it this way, but like a Trasharoo style trash bag I'm working on for someone. Several other little projects too, along with trying to build some inventory because I'm hoping to have a booth at an event one of these days. I just don't know what event or when I'm going to be ready or when I'm going to have all the other stuff I need, like a table and an awning and an easy up and have enough inventory and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so if you have enjoyed any of this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I try to check the comments, check them every day after video goes out for a while, and then even if I haven't done a video in a while, I usually check at least once a week. I try to respond to everything. You can find me on social media at Facebook is stormcrowoverland, Instagram stormcrowoverland. If you need to send me an email, stormcrowoverland@gmail.com. All those things. And just remember, sometimes you may have to go out and get lost and take a good radio with you before you can find yourself. Thanks for watching.